Today I'm going to show you how to create your citations for your works cited, and we're going to be working in MLA format. So what does that mean? Well, MLA format asks you to do things in a specific way. The information is the author's last name and first name, then the title of the article, then the website name, then the date of publication, and then the URL. Here's an example. We've got our author, Helena Smith. We've got our title right here of the article. It was published in The Guardian on October 22nd, 2020, and here's my URL. So that is an example of an MLA works cited that would let our readers know exactly where we got the information that we're using in our paper. There are a couple of different tools that I'll show you, but the first tool that we're going to use is the extension right in Google Docs. If you click on Tools and Citations, it'll take you to a citation maker. So this citation maker only has MLA 8th edition right now. MLA 9th edition has recently come out. But it is okay to use the 8th edition if the 9th edition isn't available. You just want to use the most recent edition that you can get your hands on. So I have 3 different sources that I want to cite. I want to cite an article in the New York Times. I want to cite an article in the Tropics of Meta. And I want to cite a personal interview with Mrs. Cerrone. So those are the 3 things that I am going to cite in my works cited. All right, so the first one, it is a website. I'm citing an article from the New York Times, so I need to make sure that I click website. And then I'm going to go over to my article, and I'm going to make sure that I have all the information that I need before I build my citation. All right, so it's published at the New York Times. Here's my article title right here. I'm going to go down. I have an author, Alice Callahan, and I have a date of publication. So I've got all the information that I need. I'm going to grab that citation. I'm going to go to my citation maker, and I'm going to paste it right here and search for it. It'll pull up all the information that it finds. So what a citation maker does is it scrapes that web page for the metadata, all of the tags that it wants to highlight for the citation. And the New York Times, all the tags are working. It grabbed all that data. I've got my article title, my website title, my URL, the date it was published, the date it was accessed, and my author. So I can click continue and add citation source, and it makes the citation for me. I'm going to leave that here for a minute because there's a pretty cool trick I can show you. But next, I'm going to add another citation because I have another article. It is also a website, and it is here at the Tropics of Meta. So Tropics of Meta is the website title. Race in the NFL, how anti-Black standards are built into the 2015 concussion settlement. That's my article title. So I have a publication date, November 1st, 2020, but it says it's published by guest. Now, I know that obviously guest isn't the name of the writer, but somebody wrote this. So I'm going to see if I can find an author anywhere. So I'm going to scroll down. At the top of the article, there's nothing here. So now we'll go down to the very bottom of the article. And I see down here, here's some bio information on 2 authors. I've got Lucia Trimber and I've got Lundy Braun. So I've got 2 authors that I have to make sure that I highlight. I'm going to grab my URL. I'm going to go to my citation maker. I'm going to paste it in. And when it pulls up the information, you can see the metadata it pulled. We've got the title, the website, the URL, the date it was published is accurate. That's awesome. And the access date is good, but it is missing the contributors. If I hit continue, it's going to give me a place to put those contributors in. So I'm going to put in my first author, which is Lucia Trimber. Whoops. And I had another author that was Lundy Braun. All right, so now I have my 2 authors, and it pulled everything out. So I can add that. So now I have that second citation here. My third citation is going to be my interview with Mrs. Cerrone. When I go to my citation maker, though, I don't have an option for personal interview. There's one for miscellaneous, but if I click on that and even say, okay, I accessed it physically, it's asking me for publishers and when it was published. And this isn't something that I published. This is just something that I did in person. So I'm going to skip that. And I'm just going to add these two citations to my Works Cited. I'm going to click it right here. And as you can see, not only did it paste the two citations in, but it actually did all the formatting for me. I've got my hanging indent, so I don't have to worry about that. It's double spaced like it's supposed to be. And it put it in alphabetical order for me, right? Here's Callahan and here's Trimber, C and T. So perfect. It did everything we need to do. But now I have to make a citation for that personal interview that I'm going to do. I know that EasyBib has a personal interview option. So I will go over there and I'm going to create my citations. And over here where it says more, I can scroll down and I can find interview. There it is. So now I've got my interview that I'm going to cite. Now, I did it personally, right? Personal interview by me. And I'm going to call the interview title, How to Be an Assistant Principal and a Coach while being a mom. Because that's what I'm really asking her about. Whoops, and I spelled assistant wrong. Let's see if we can fix that. All right, so I'm going to interview her tomorrow. I'm just citing it early, and it is 2023. And I'm going to interview her in person. And now I've got contributors. First, I've got the interviewer. That's me, Sharon Murchie. And now I've got another contributor because I've got my interviewee, who is Allison Cerrone. Okay, so I've got my two people. I've got my in-person, my date, and my title. I'm going to complete that citation. Here it is. Yep, I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste it in my Works Cited. Now, if I scroll down, I can paste it right here. But I've got some issues with this, right? This isn't formatted how it's supposed to be, and it's not in alphabetical order. All right, so first I'm going to move it into alphabetical order. I'm going to put it right here. There we go. Okay, so now it's in alphabetical order, but I've got to fix the formatting. The first thing I can do is fix it to double space. There we go. Now I've got my spacing correct, but I have to line up my hanging indent. So I can backspace it so that it's left justified, but I don't have my hanging indent. So here's the last trick that I'm going to show you. If I highlight this entire citation, if I go up here to where my ruler is, I can pull, whoops, that's my ruler. I can pull both lines over to the half mark, and it moved the entire citation over. Now I can grab the top one, the one that kind of looks like a bar, and I can pull that back, and that made my hanging indent. So now I have my perfectly formatted Works Cited with my three sources double spaced in alphabetical order.